Hey folks, it's Abby and today I'm going to be going through the books that I managed to read in December. Did I manage my TBR in December? No. No, I did not. But I still read a fair amount of books and I'm pretty happy with that, so let's dive straight in. First up on the list is The Poppy Walk by R.F Kuang. Before I go any further, please do support the strikes that the HarperCollins staff are doing in the United States. This is from one of their imprints. Please, if you do want to buy it, wait until they're no longer striking and you can be updated on that on their Twitter. I support the strike, R.F Kuang supports the strike. Going forward with R.F Kuang's writing specifically, oh, it's beautiful. I read Babel late last year, and I loved that, so I knew I wanted to try out more Kuang. I was so excited to dive into this. Thank you so much, Olivia, for gifting me this. And it was beautiful. A beautiful amalgamation of Eastern history moulded into this fantastical story. Primarily Chinese, but I do believe there's also influence from some Japanese and Korean. I think just Japanese actually, influences in here. Could be mistaken, don't know enough. Ask someone who knows more, or Google it. I should probably Google it. This book is amazing, and I just need one more 5-star book from her and then she's a favourite author. So, I'm so excited for Yellowface and for the other books in this trilogy. It's absolutely beautiful, like, oh, highly, highly recommend this beauty. Then next up, I finished up an Illumicrate book from November, and that is The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew. This is a YA fantasy written by a deaf author following a deaf main character who ends up being brought into this magical world when she isn't expecting to be, and there's powers and you can go into like a different parallel universe. I gave this 3.5 stars. I thought the characters were nicely developed, really well developed for a YA book. They were great development. I don't really read any YA anymore, that's why I've unsubscribed from Illumicrate. But yes, so for YA, characters developed great. The world was massively underdeveloped. There was so much potential here, and unfortunately it just didn't reach that. I think that this will do great for character-based readers who are in that YA age bracket and who are still really enjoying that literature. I also adore that it's actually disabled representation from a disabled author. Wasn't one for me, but it's gorgeous and also wasn't bad enough, so it's staying on the TBR. 3.5 stars, it's still a good rating, it just didn't blow me out of the water. Then it was Christmas. I really didn't read much at the beginning of this month, and I did a reread. I think this is my 4th read of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This is a classic where we get the tale of Scrooge from. I also finally watched A Muppet Christmas Carol. That took me far too long to watch, and I adored this. It is problematic, as a lot of classics are. I still enjoy the intention of the tale in its pure kind of idealised goal, and so I do love rereading it every year. So yes, I got to reread that on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which was a lot of fun. And I spent that Christmas with my parents, and so on the train to and then from my parents' home, I read Guards by Terry Pratchett. This is the 8th book in, yes, the 8th book in the Discworld series, which is a fantasy series that is absolutely huge. It's like 40 odd books long. I'm not explaining this to you. It's British humour as well, so if you're not British, I have no idea how to explain this to you. This follows, it's based in, primarily, in a city called Ankh-Morpork, and this is based around the City Watch, which is supposed to be useless. It's been designed to be useless, and they aren't useless, and that causes a lot of problems for the city. These are always fun. I really enjoy reading them. This is the last one of the ones that I own. My partner has every single one of the Discworld books. He loves Terry Pratchett, so I will be borrowing his for my continuation on in this series. But yeah, this was a fun little one, and also nice travel-sized as a mass market paperback for me to take on the train. Then I read one of my Christmas gifts. My Christmas book haul will be coming soon. I need to film that. I'm unwell, so I just filmed my January TBR and my December wrap-up, and I'll be filming everything else later. But yes, A Man and His Cat by Umi Sakurai. This is the cutest goddamn manga I've ever read. It describes him as an older gentleman. He looks anywhere between 40 and 80, who is alone in his life. He has, it mentions, like a wife and kids that he had. I assume that the kids have grown up and the wife has passed away. And he goes into a pet shop and buys this cat that no one else had wanted. Everyone else thought the cat was ugly, the price was reducing, and he takes this cat home and they fall in love. And they are just the cutest little owner-cat pair on the planet. The cat is so ugly and yet so cute, like, it's just, I die. I am deceased. I was just squealing throughout the entire thing. My partner was just looking at me with concern. He got me this, and I was just squealing because it was adorable. 100% getting every other volume in this, because it's the cutest damn thing I've ever read. And I need them all. Thank you very much. And then my final read of 2022, which feels kind of ridiculous. Is kind of ridiculous. It's just a bit weird, isn't it? That is The Spear of Truth by Caroline Logan. This is the fourth and final book in the Four Treasures quartet. It is a YA Scottish fantasy written by a Scottish author, and I will say, however much I say I don't like reading YA, high YA fantasy it still has me. I adore this series so much. You guys know I love the Pellinor books, channel name. This gives me similar vibes, so if you've read them, you should pick this up. Hey. Honestly, these books are beautiful. It was so gorgeous to see the ending of this. Caroline is a wonderful human being. I love it so much. They are. Honestly, these books are so good. It has fantastic character development, fantastic plot development. The world is so fleshed out. There's so many different creatures and the interactions work so well. There's like political things and magical things and like friendship things and romance things, and it's just interwoven beautifully. You all need to pick this up. The first one is called The Stone of Destiny, named after an actual Stone of Destiny that is in Scotland. It's a whole thing. It will be moved to Westminster soon, so they better give it back. But yes, this is an absolutely gorgeous end to the series. Beautifully done. My only complaint is that there wasn't enough cats. All the other animals that are featured on the front have had a little bit more of a presence in the book, and literally, don't worry, I've told Caroline this. I messaged her and I was like, it's great, but it needed more cats, and she was like, yeah, that's fair. So that was my only there are cats, just not enough cats. That was my only issue. This book is gorgeous. In an unhelpfully big in the middle stack, this is what I read in December. And now the rain starts. But yes, so December was an interesting month for me, reading wise. I barely read anything, and then got through an okay amount, like they're small books, but still. But I was just focused more on enjoying myself, enjoying my time with my family. I went to Essex, I went to Scotland, I went to Newcastle, and then I was also in York. And I had a friend come up from Huddersfield. It was a busy month. So reading wasn't my priority, but at the same time, I enjoyed every single one of the books that I picked up, and that's all we can really ask for. Please let me know the best book that you read in December down below, not your best book of the year. I will ask that in my video of best books of the year. If you'd like to see that, and keep an eye on my 2020 wrap up, click subscribe and you will see those in your subscription feed. But yes, let me know what your favourite book is of December. Realistically, mine is The Spear of Truth, or The Poppy War. I feel bad to Caroline, but it's The Poppy War. However, a man and his cat has stolen my entire heart, being everything. I am a man and his cat, so it ended up being a good month. Thank you so much, folks, for watching this video. Again, if you'd like to see any more from me, please do hit the subscribe button down below, and all of my social medias are linked in the description, as well as the wonderful human beings that I have mentioned here today, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye!